We're going to draft Best of 3 2020 here, but before we do, I want to thank my sponsor, Card Kingdom. You can check them out down below. Yes, I know you've heard this before, but it's important that you hear it again because Card Kingdom supports what I'm doing here, and you can support them and support me in doing so. If you purchase from Card Kingdom regularly anyway, you could do so from the affiliate link down below in my panels. If you've never been to Card Kingdom, you should at least check them out through the affiliate link down in my panels. They are one of the premier Magic websites available on the internet these days, and if you check them out, you'll see why. They have all the stuff you need at great prices, and you get exactly what you expect when you order from them, and you get it quickly. So check them out. Thank you, Card Kingdom. Bummer of a Bishop Wing rare that we could take for gems. We always like to take gems, but it's nice to take playable gems. This isn't particularly playable gems. If we're taking cards here, I just want an air elemental over anything else I see here. Maybe we wheel a weaponsmith in bot land. Isn't this best of 3? I thought we were in best. Yeah, this is best. Oh, maybe my stuff down below is wrong. Here, let me fix my stuff so people who show up while we're drafting actually know what we're doing. While you figure out whether we're taking gems or a card for our deck. I like blue enough that I might just take the air elemental here. I really want to be blue in the format if I can. And while I always want to model the angle of gem grinding, we can always take fun over gems if we want. So I don't mind taking air elemental here. But if you are wanting to take every last gem, of course you can take the rare there like I often do. Winged Words just matches the first pick perfectly, but Howling Giant is a super powerful green card. I love being green-blue in this format, so Howling Giant is a possible pick, or Winged Words, or Shock. I feel like Shock is not the answer here, though. We either want a powerful on-color card or this uncommon that is effectively a 3-for-1 and quite a beast. So actually, I'm going to pull this one. I'll try to make these quick, but I really miss having draft polls. Make a 20-second poll for Words versus Giant. I'm not sure what's correct, honestly. It's very powerful to stay on color, but Howling Giant is just one of the monster uncommons of the format. You drop this, ramp up to this and drop it, and you feel so solid. But on color card draw, sign me up for that too. Oh yeah, let me at least start Deckmaster. Well, it won't do the voting here, but I had it off completely, so let's get it on. All right, we'll take Giant. Thanks for the votes. Well, it's interesting that we took a card that kind of requires some ramp, because then we follow up with a Meteor Golem that also kind of requires some ramp, and I think I like the Golem over this Shaman. I'd take the Shaman with where we're headed here, but meme value and play value, and gives this deck some direction. It says that we are trying to find some ramp auras at some point, or some druids, yeah. So we'll take that. See about finding the support crew for it. We also don't have to marry blue or green, really. You know, if it's not there, we should still be thinking in terms of best card. Uncaged Fury has a lot of potential to leap out of nowhere, but Smuggler is probably just the best card in this pack. If we wanted to just truly go with best card philosophy, we take Smuggler, but Smuggler doesn't really play well with like Meteor Golem or Howling Giant all that much. It's like, but you know, I've had decks with Smuggler and Golem. It's just not hyper synergy here or anything. Plays well with Howling Giant in the sense that it makes you can make some wolves unblockable. Yeah, I just mean that, like, generally you're casting 7-drops. You're trying to win by attacking with 7-drops, not by smuggling things through. That's all I mean. But I think we'll take it. It's the best card here. Let's take it and make sure we're giving ourselves avenues to the most open lane, which is what we really want here. Of course, now we got like a Bone Splinters competing for some attention. No white cards, which is, you know, you get pushed into white sometimes on Arena because the bots undervalue it so much now. But here, yeah, we look like we could just be headed towards Teamer Elementals, classic Teamer Elementals direction. Probably just the Crasher. Yeah, I'm leaning Crasher. I mean, nothing else here. Like, I want one tracker, maybe, but I'll take a Crasher, on-color Crasher. Have we seen one in every pack? I haven't even really been kind of seeing the old sentries here. Pulse continues this kind of late game plan that we have going on. I don't mind a Piranhas in a Skies deck, but it's not really what we want to be doing with the deck that's shaping up here. I think we take Pulse or Courser, and Courser is just so replaceable. I'm going to take Pulse. There was another black removal spell that was worth noting, but I still didn't want it there. Take Diamond Knight and go mono green. Now probably, honestly, you know, we're already pretty heavy on the top end, but if we take Vorse Claw, we can really just prioritize ramp and try to make this a ramp deck. I think I like Vorse Claw over the Pup here, although Pup serves some speed bumpy purposes. I know it's like, yeah, it's Pup or Claw, and I'm going to take the Claw. And we know we need to prioritize some low drops, but we also need to just prioritize ramp. We're going to really, like, we really want those Druids and those 3-mana ramp auras. Yeah, and there's Season of Growth. That's not bad for a turn 2. Let's take Season of Growth and see if we can make that work. Here's another tracker we have an opportunity for. These are all fine. Yeah, Banana Jack, but it was over what, right? I mean, early for a Vorse Claw, so let's excitedly take the Pup. Like, it's early for a Pup, too. And I'd rather go ahead and just lean into this late game ramp plan. Weaponsmith comes around, so we'll grab that here. Bladebrand and Angelic Gift are interesting, although we may want Rift. It's best of 3. If we do get the splashing, the ramping tools we want, then we're going to want to have some splash options. But yeah, that's true. We do have the Season of Growth. Are we really going to pivot black from here, though? I have a hard time imagining this becoming a black deck situation, but I suppose we can probably find another spot for a Rift. So I'll take this, and we'll leave it here and remember that it's there. Well, no, I don't. I think the Rift is quite playable out of the board, and we're, you know, it's part of the reason we're best of 3 is that it has that kind of play to it. We could take something like a Golem. We have one Weaponsmith. If somehow the packs just deliver us 2 more Weaponsmiths, you do start playing cards like a Stone Golem. And I don't see us grabbing Birds or Raging Maniacally. So let's take Stone Golem on possible Weaponsmiths, dupe Weaponsmiths. Yeah, I don't think of us as red, but I would like to play this blue card. We took the Bladebrand. We'll see. I'm not married to anything but green here, Mike. We're married to green, but we'll be open on everything else. I mean, to that end, you can take an Inspired Charge. I really don't want to be green-white, though. Oh, man, too bad, Organic Chicken. You're supposed to have 1/500 to save to convert to a 750 tomorrow. That's a pretty decent sign. Both of these are playable. I think we probably want to anticipate on 2. We hope to get some of those land ramps in auras. What is it called? I want to say New Horizons, but that's not the one in this set. It's the New Horizons of this set. But anyway, since we want to be playing those, I don't think I want to take. Yeah, thank you, Gift of Paradise. I don't want to play Befuddle because I'm going to take in a vacuum. I actually like Befuddle more, but because I intend to find and play some Gift of Paradise, I think we take Anticipate, because a reasonable sequence for our deck is going to be Anticipate to dig deeper for a turn 3 Gift of Paradise, assuming we find some in the future packs here. And I like a Shaman here over an Axe or a Miscreant. We didn't see any other Miscreants, and I think it's too late to jump on board this train. And I want I've only played Miscreants when we had the Eagle deck, you know, when these could have the possibility of becoming 2/2s. So we'll take Loaming Shaman. Another Stone Golem. Maybe the Weaponsmiths will come through. Or maybe we'll get an on-color Sweet Rare. That's nice. Unfortunately, I have to pass the Sailor, but we're going to snap up a Gargos. In fact, we have now Gargos and a Season of Growth. Passing a Murder here, but we're going to see what we can do to trigger Gargos and Season, huh? Not great. We have another Crasher we could grab. I don't think we need to look at this Crab like it's a real card. And honestly, even the Anticipate, like we still don't have a second color. Like we could go mono green right now. We could take. Oh yeah, we do have a Weaponsmith. We could take Bow, but this is going to wheel. That's part of like what we're trying to take advantage of here, right? I think we wheel the Bow. Let's take the boring but fine Crasher and try and wheel this Bow. We can just pick this one up directly and try to wheel the Plummet, or take a Scampering Scorcher, despite kind of no support for it right now. And there's Gems too. We could take Gems and try and wheel one of these two. Funky's probably right. We just take Gems here. Yeah, it's best of 3. I'm going to do that. I'm going to take Gems, and we have to go... we don't have 4 of these yet. We can see if we want to craft it or not, but this seems like a good gem spot. Woodland Champ. Are we making any tokens? Oh, Howling Giant is making a couple. We passed the Pup before. Nothing else is making tokens, but still probably the pick here over... I mean, what else are we taking, right? Wheel this, wheel this. Zach from London. What you doing in London, Zach? Yeah, I know. Where are our bites, right? No bites for us. We got the old Portal Combo card, but what are we doing with it? Bouncing Giants? Bouncing Giants? Like, we're not bouncing anything of value, but we may take it on spec. There's not much else going on here. We can take a Convolute for a weak main deck card, a Natural End. And again, we can also abandon blue. But what for what? A Dagger Sail Aeronaut? We can take a Dagger Sail Aeronaut. Nice, Zach. Well, say hi to your mom. I mean, I don't know her, but it's a nice thing to say, right? Natural End for the board is so... Like, we're just gonna... We can get that late. I'm gonna take Portal on spec because I really think Natural End will be there for us if we want it. Yeah, Prof or Aeronaut. I mean, it might be just that we fade into red and go ahead and take... Yeah, in fact, I'm going to take the Aeronaut. I think that has the best chance of actually making the deck. This spins me right back towards blue, though, over the Pack Mastiff. Another tracker showing up at a time where I can't quite justify taking it. Yeah, Meteor Golem. Sorry, I somehow missed Meteor Golem. I think it's the kind of the coloring of the card that made me not even kind of notice it, but we'll take Frostlinks here. I think. Yeah, we're not even heavy on 3s or anything. Here we go. take one of these, get another one in the next pack, and then we are... All right, I think we're locked in now. I'm going to cut... If we splash red, it's not going to be for these two. And here's a gift we can grab. All right. Bo came back as hoped. Here comes the next one. Ready? Bo. Yeah. Yeah. Golem it up. We were hoping for those. We wanted those to come around. Nice Zephyr Charger, too. Sometimes... Yeah, we got 22 cards. We could actually run this and not be humiliated, so good to know that we're in upgrade mode. Yeah, let's get some Rabid Bites. We could take Lotus Field for the Gemmers. But let's make a good deck here. I want... I also have never really used Scholar. We could do Scholar of the Ages, but is it doing anything for us? Like, what are we even getting? This is like more of a blue-black card. We get Anticipate... Like, Impulse, there's nothing here for us to get, unfortunately. This keeps happening to me. I can't, never really been able to abuse Scholar except once. So this is Boreal or Winged Words. Yeah, Robert, I'd love to do Scholar, but what are we doing with it? Like, we're not actually doing anything with the Scholar here. Yeah, that's the one, but that's one thing. Are we really just playing this off of the chance of looping, you know, Pulse? Or are we just trying to do it off of future benefits? I think it's Words or Boreal, and I'm not sure which, actually. Boreal Elemental is super strong, but we do have some finishing power. So we don't really need Boreal to finish. And... yeah, so Boreal just kind of... And we're not necessarily playing these Stone Golems. If we get one more Weaponsmith, we will consider playing some of these, but I don't think of our 5-drop as, like, clogged yet. And yeah, it's true that Flyers carry bows. I do love drawing me some cards. All right, I'm going to take Boreal in a tight one. Really wanted the card draw there. We have a gift that's likely to wheel. We could take a Gravedigger and try to wheel the gift and then splash Gravedigger. I think Gravedigger is reasonably splashable. We could also just grab the gift now and wheel the Invocation. Yeah, Invocation, but it's bad. Like, it's not what we want to be doing. If we want to do that, then let's take the second gift and try and wheel the Invocation, and we'll pass on the Gravedigger. I think that Invocation will come back, and if it doesn't, I'm not going to worry too much about it. Oh man, with the second Boreal Elemental, I really wish we had the card draw now, although we could also take Flame Sweep or Novice Pyromancer or another Frost Lynx. This is a tough one. Look at this one. What are we doing here? Because we do have, with double gift, we can totally splash. But Lynx does give us some early game to survive to this stuff. Yeah, I don't have much going at 4. But honestly, if... I'm not sure what that... You know, if you mean that... So take Chandra, but Chandra's kind of unlikely to be a 4-drop. Frankly, if we have 4... If we have the red, we probably have 5, you know. Basically, I mean, we can take Chandra because of power. I just wouldn't say that it's because 4 is empty. Like, that's... Atlas wants Sweep. If we were base red, I'd be more into the Sweep as a control card, but I'm not sure Sweep does what we want as a splash late. And we'll wheel the cycle. Let's not worry about the cycle. That's probably our pick on the way back here. I think it's either Elemental, Lynx, or Chandra. I mean, yeah, Chandra is the real deal. Yeah, there's some ramp there too. You're right there. Man, this is a tough one. All right, so now there's been a big discussion. I'm going to pull this one. We're going to go... I want to know Chandra versus blue card. So Chandra or blue is your choice. Well, I don't want to worry about... I want win percentage. What's win percentage here? What makes us win more games? Most people want a blue card here. All right, Chandra, we're going to leave you behind. We're going to go with chat here. The chat voting. Chandra may be correct. It's powerful, but there's no doubt that Lynx and Boreal are great for us as well. Let's go with Lynx. I don't think we need... I think we have... As much as I love Boreal, we have a lot going on. We have one Boreal and an Air Elemental already. Like, Air Elemental is Boreal plus in some ways. So, in the sense that we have, quote, 2 big flyers, let's take Lynx as the card that's best for the deck here. Grab another bow. If we had taken Chandra, this would be a huge consideration, bringing the Highlands in. I think we just got to grab bow, though. Cutthroat is okay, and we might, in fact, we're likely to wheel the bow, but I don't want to risk it. We'll wheel the growth cycle if we want here. We're gonna get our 4th bow. Bow it up around here. There's a growth cycle that will also probably wheel. We have a couple of potentially splashable red cards or the boring Prophet for 4. And this, now here's a 4-drop that would definitely help fill that part of the curve. I think we're probably, even with the Weaponsmiths, not playing anything more than like 1 golem. I didn't say it wasn't good. Things can be boring and good. Lightning Bolt is boring and good. Yeah, Soul Salvage on the splash. We do have this gift, but I don't see... Yeah, I'm not... Well, no need to break out of blue-green here. And this kind of continues to make me a little bit sad, but we totally could use a spider. Or could we? We do have Howling Giant and a couple flyers of our own. This is like, if we were green-black, in green-black, I get desperate for spiders, but in green-blue, spiders are a lot more negotiable. That being said, what else are we taking here, right? I mean, I'm going to take another Vorsklar or Prismite. Design-wise, Robert, Bolt is boring because it's a very simple card. It says, you know, deal 3 damage to a target, right? That's not... I mean, forget the casting cost. Like, I think if you're talking about whether a card is boring or not, you have to look at its rules text, not its casting cost. Yeah, but are we really... Like, I just don't see us dropping Brawler in off of 2 gift. If we had ended up with some lands and the splash were easier, I would... But splashing... Yeah, it's so brutal to be facing a Brawler with no red and a otherwise tight deck. Let's just stay tight here. We'll take a spider. How many bows is too many bows? I don't know. Let's find out. Another spider or a raptor. Raptor is interesting because we do have the double weaponsmith, so Raptor can come out ramped. Yeah, let's... yeah, but we brought raptors in before when we don't have things like spiders, right? I'm going to go with Raptor on the strength of the fact that this deck doesn't need flyer defense. We have 1 spider, Howling Giant, and 2 flyers of our own. So I'm not worried too much about the Skies game on defense. So let's take a little bit more offensive Raptor. Overcome is unlikely to make this deck, I think. Pup might. We do have a Woodland Champ. I'll take the Pup. Yeah, one champ or whatever, but nothing big. We can take Bone to Ash or this Feral Invocation we expected to wheel and has indeed come back. Invocation, we did not get too much for our Barty Gargos, so I'm going to take Invocation, but I think there are a couple more growth cycles coming around that we hope for anyway. So let's take Feral and see if we can get, yeah, the growth cycles. We can also take Vile. We don't have any direct damage to speak of, and we do have 2 Weaponsmiths. So what do you think? Yeah, we took Invocation on this season strength. We might not even do the thing, although we're definitely playing Gargos. So, all right. Well, I mean, I think Vile's pretty great here too with the 2 Weaponsmiths. But okay, we'll lean into this. Here's the other one we expected. All the stone golems. Yeah, we'll do it right now. Again, we don't really need to. We have 1 rare. In fact, I don't even think we have... I didn't look at our Gargos count. Let's go look at... So we have Gargos... Regulator. Wasn't there one more? I thought there was one more. Just Gargos and Regulator? Okay. I think Regulator we only had 2, so we don't have the crafting there. And Gargos were already at 4. We only have 1 wild card, so I don't think that... I'm not going to do it now. We can't make a conversion that turns immediately into gems, so I'm going to wait. Yeah, we had 1 other rare draft opportunity I think we passed on. Yeah, like the there was that land. Nine big cuts. Wow, this is going to be... we have to figure out what we're doing. We're kind of doing double synergy world here between... like what we've got going on here versus what we're doing here. I think we probably have to just cut the Anticipate right out. Cut the Loaming Shaman. Also take a look at overall numbers. So we're still heavy on creatures too. That's interesting. I think we just cut the Vorst Claw entirely here. Yes, the Stone Golem pump goes out cheaply, but I don't think we need it. I think that's a weak link. Now we start getting into tougher choices. Yeah, I'm with you on Raptor out. Is double gift necessary with this curve? Well, yeah, I mean, I do want to... we have 2 7s, a 6, and 3 good 5s. Yeah, I think I'm with Fiddles that we can talk about keeping growth cycles because they trigger Gargos, but I think we need to cut Season of Growth. I don't think it's doing enough here. You can even cut Woodland Champ and expect that our first turn is going to be about... our turn 2 is going to be about Weaponsmiths and Bows. Force Claw does have Trample. I just don't think we need it to win. I think that's not our path to victory. These flyers or 8/7s with vigilance that kind of abyss them will get there. Yeah, we can cut Pup. Where does that put us on? All right, now we're on 13-11. Not sure we want to cut any more creatures in this. Could even go down to just 4 bows. I think 4 bows with the 2 weaponsmiths is plenty. Like, we're going to get bow flood. Yeah, Double D's, Fiddles, and I are on the same page there. So yeah, let's do that. Great. Let's see. I want a bow pun. Calvados is considering cutting 1 growth cycle. That's fair. Like, we're pretty low on creatures. We're just being a little bit Gargos greedy with those. If it weren't for Gargos, I'd certainly be down to 1 of these. And maybe we should be just down to 1 and accept that Gargos is good enough as an 8/7 for 6. Yeah, put a bow on it is where I was going with it, Robert, but I think we'll go bow tied. That's good. Is growth cycle number 2 better than Feral Invocation? I kind of like Feral better than the growth cycles since it sticks around. It's a little 1 extra mana, but it tends to win combat as easily, and then making the thing big afterwards is so good. I think I want to keep the Feral. We can cut 1 growth if we want. People are suggesting cutting 1 of the 2 gifts, but I really do want to try and ramp out. I mean, we could, with 2 gifts, we could consider cutting a land and feeling like we have 16 land-based sources and 17, 18 enchantment-based sources, so it's still kind of 18-like. It's a little greedy, but not ridiculous, because we don't have much mana sinks. We have... Anyway, let's... Yeah, cut a land that never goes badly. No, we're gonna... I like where we're at, too. Let's just do this. I'm gonna start here, and we can make a change if we feel... Let's revisit. Let's give this a shot. Get on with the gameplay, and figure it out from here. Oh, yeah. Save and exit, please. Oh, I thought I had switched that. It is best of 3. Why didn't I switch that? I think I just switched the M20 and didn't notice the best of 3. Thank you. Quality control from Mama. Not great that we're looking at a first play on turn 4, but we're going to keep this. We got Octoprophet into Elemental, and if we find anything earlier, we've got the mana for it. And we're on the play, so if we get off to a slowish start, at least we're on the play for it. That's right, we're going to draw a Weaponsmith right now. No Weaponsmith. James would have sent that back. I can't do it. Can't send that back. Here's something to do. Now we get a turn 4 Air Elemental and a turn 5 Gargos. Not bad as far as those things go. There's the Weaponsmith. If I could 2-spell and get the Weaponsmith down, I would. We may do that next turn with Octoprophet Weaponsmith over Gargos, but let's do Elemental here. Ringleader, no gobos. Let's see, if we go Prophet Weaponsmith, next turn we can, if we untap and spend a blue to search for another bow, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If we drew a land, we could search for another bow, cast and equip both. So, just thinking about whether we're playing a bow out here or the Prophet. I think we just go, yeah, you just want to do Gargos. Am I just fancy play syndroming by not running out our big boy? I guess they're tapped out too. I'm going to start with an attack. Mike, but I want a fancy play, Mike. All right. Mike's talked me out of a fancy play. We're just going to play an 8-7. Mike was right. What can you say? My leaning away from casting Gargos there is, granted their shields were down, but I just don't, I like to try and hold my super bombs after we've tried to drawn out their answers a little bit, you know, get their sleep paralysis out, that kind of thing. So, although, frankly, with the removal we could expect there, we were likely to still have the targeting. Because, yeah, as I'm explaining, like, because I like to save the trump card for last in general, but Raptor against their X2s? No, because their X2, you know, they're smuggling. Like, we need, the bows are good here because they're trying to smuggle small stuff, so I like our bow package. Kind of just want to run this back. I don't think I saw much there that makes me want to change this. Something had to give. I'm fine with the Shaman. I think it's decent, but also, since it's best 2 out of 3, we can say, oh, it's a grindier game where the shuffle back in is fine. Basically, 3 2s for 3 are below the curve. Like, I'm not happy to play a 3-2 for 3, but I'm happy to play a 3-2 for 3 with great rules text, and this has decent rules text, so it falls somewhere in the middle, you know? Now I'm running it back. I'm not sure. Maybe there was a great sideboard there, but I think we're just gonna find our way here. And the comments about 4 bows making mulligans easier is a good point, because because we are gonna mulligan here, for example, and if we mulligan into Weaponsmith and a bow, we can pitch the bow, and the Weaponsmith can just get it back. We'll keep this and have to ditch something. Sadly, probably the Golem. Pretty greedy to keep a 7-drop. But our deck is designed to cast these, and this is one of our powerful late-game spells. Also, though, we're going to Weaponsmith at some point and shuffle, so it's not like this is going to stay at the bottom. I'm going to put Meteor Golem at the bottom because it's not going to stay there. See? Like, it was such a powerful play. It was so prescient. I think this is the view isn't this where we want me? Wow. You know how someone will threaten to, like, knock you into yesterday, like, Gargos causes Oppos to scoop the match, not the game. All right. Well, if they keep going like this, we'll have a time for Sealed and Jay Schneider, who will be coming on later to do some Constructed. Great. Weaponsmith and no bows. Hopefully the bows are a little deep in the deck and we can start fishing them out with the Weaponsmith. No blue yet, but with any land getting us to Octoprofit, we'll find... Sorry, no green yet, but with any land getting us to Octoprofit, we should get there no problem. Well, right now I'm battlefield right, so there's this, there's this, but yeah, I think this is where we are right now. Got a forest and weaponsmith, set a stop. Let's see who is the more productive weaponsmith, shall we? I mean, I guess I could... If I just untap, we can links down their weaponsmith, and then it can't go fetching anything anyway. But that means not using this weaponsmith, so we're going to risk... I'm going to links their smith and risk drawing a bow here. We're totally going to draw a bow, watch. Ugh, so lucky. So lucky. I don't know what I did to deserve that.
All right, everyone, chill.
Wow, that seer is not long for this world. What's my bomb ranking for this format? That's interesting. I hadn't really thought about, like, what I think the best of the best is. It probably is Chandra, though. So race, arms race here with Oppo to all of our bows. We could go bow equip, but it doesn't kill anything, so I'm actually going to go gift bow pass, and then next turn we actually threaten to attack with 3 bows and take out their weaponsmith. It's a nuclear war! We don't get to attack, though. That's too bad. They get our links dead. In fact, maybe what we need to do is actually try and draw our bow naturally. We would love a natural bow draw here, so I'm not going to go fetch. We do have 6 mana now, so we can go Mammoth Spider, and then fetch a bow at end of turn, or fetch a bow in response. If they go find if they have a natural 3rd bow and can take out our weaponsmith, we can at least fetch our 3rd bow and take out theirs. So that's what I'm going to do here. Mike, you wanted to hold up Growth and Crasher. I'm still participating in this weaponsmith race, Mike. I want to get their weaponsmith dead because they don't have a they don't have another creature out. So if they don't have the third weapon in hand, they don't get to do it this turn, and we do. So I like it. Yeah, so we can just go fetch now. We get to attack with the spider and gun down the weaponsmith. And they don't have the mana to even go get the other one. In fact, if we use weaponsmith mana, we even have a growth cycle ready if they want to try and bounce off with the spider. I think we're not going to kill the Boreal with 4 bows. We're going to kill the Boreal with a growth cycle right now. Although we could wait. In fact, here, I'll put my upkeep stop on now. Well, we had a 5th here, and we chose not to run it. So the number of bows I would run depends on the number of weaponsmiths I had. In this case, we have 2 weaponsmiths, so 2 weaponsmiths, 4 bows felt correct. Because like I feel like with 2 weaponsmiths, you're gonna largely in most games end up getting all your bows, and I don't think you need to bow more than. You know, like more than 4. I mean, sure, there are 5 toughness things you could kill, but largely, if you have 4 bows going, you just win, right? Wow. No problem, though. We're going to get it. Let's see. We can growth, and I'm not going to search because I want to be able to cycle and either crash or profit here. Actually, we could do both, right? So this is 5/5. This becomes a 6/8. Yeah, I'm going to attack with both. It's pretty telegraphed, but what are they going to do? Yeah, I considered running a stone golem in this deck. We just had enough playables that we didn't have to, though, is the bottom line. And also the raptors are a little more playable with a few weaponsmiths because they're just so cheap. No problem. Weaponsmith taking out a massive dinosaur. And we'll go ahead and crash now. And next turn we have Weaponsmith and Prophet to set up draws. Not going to upkeep Bow Search. We passed on our one chance to have a disenchant effect. But I don't think we don't want to bring in a raptor against bows. Like, what do we have that's weak against bows? Not much, thankfully. The Frost Lynx is like our weakest creature. I didn't really look at that, but our deck is pretty darn good against bows. So I don't think we need to change anything there particularly. We didn't end up with a plummet or anything. I don't think we need that 5th bow. So I think we just run this back. Yeah. I like running that back. Bo. Got a mulligan this. 776. 2 bows. Yeah, this is like the easiest mulligan I've ever seen. And unfortunately, I don't have the weaponsmith to make me like happy about ditching the bow, but we might. Let's see what we want to do here. I think we need to actually get rid of the meteor golem again. Too expensive. We'll get back to you, buddy. Picked up 3rd land, that's good. We have bow into links into, if we get another land, profit. We have a nice curve out here if we continue to hit our land drops. Weaponsmith trumps the bow play for sure. I'm going to put on the stop just in case we want to go get another bow, but we probably just want a links here. I respect Bladebrand enough not to make this block. Well, we're definitely not going to go searching for something. We're going to freeze down this Registrar and try to find enough power to threaten to trade it before we're dead. And hopefully its discard effect gets us a couple of cards on the way. But ideal draw right now for us would be our other Frost Links. Like, we just want to freeze this baby down and make him pay for the drawback. I don't think attacking for 2 is all that important, so we'll also cast the bow with the weaponsmith mana. Or attacking for 1, rather, is not all that important.
All right, everyone, chill.
Maybe Brian could remake that just to have meow instead of chill. All right, everybody. Meow. So they've got Bladebrand, right? Do we want to let them exchange it here? Probably not. We can probably find a spot where we can punish the Bladebrand. I'm not going to give it to them. Let's make him cycle for 1 point of damage. I don't know if it'd be better, Brian. I mean, you could, but like, I don't know if it'd actually be better. Didn't put on the pause. Probably should have. I think we go Weaponsmith to equip the bow with the links, attack with the links, and then drop a profit and try to set up to deal with this Registrar over the next couple turns. At least we kill the Seer here, so we're not taking that air damage. We drop a profit, and then, you know, worst case scenario, we do have 3, 4, 5, 6. Like, we have Registrar death. We have Registrar-based power, blocking power. Of course, it's not a stable situation with against black, and we got to be very careful, but we're going to see what we can do. And I think we keep both of these. We need the land to get out our 5s, and then a spider afterwards is more good power to try and deal with a Registrar if they can stop what we've got. We set the stop to search for the bow when we don't want to risk drawing one. Like, the benefit of the Weaponsmith, right, is that it finds you these bows for free. So anytime you draw a bow naturally, instead of searching it up for the Weaponsmith, you've cost yourself one of your Weaponsmith searches, and you have basically cost yourself a draw because you've drawn a card you could have gone and found anyway. But you have to weigh that against whether or not you need that mana this turn and all that kind of stuff. So 6. We need to deal 6 power to the Registar to kill it, and we have to, like, basically I want to set up so that we kill the Registar through a murder, right? And the Elemental and Air Elemental both do that through a murder. So I'm going to go ahead. Trouble is they also have Blade Brand, so I'm afraid what happens if we block with everything is that they maybe just kill everything. So the difference between Blade Brand and Murder here, or if they have both, it really puts us in an awkward spot, because it's hard for us to block enough to play around a Murder and not get blown out by the Blade Brand we expect based on how they've been attacking with Skeleton. So we could try and race and chump. I'm going to play the Boreal Elemental, though. I'm not sure what's correct here. If I want to block with everything, I can't send the links. This is tough. It's true. I think I'm going to say no attacks. I like that point. I don't want him to have the skeleton die and just have something to discard. Let's at least make him keep discarding here. It may just come down to whether or not we get blown out by Murder or not, or whether we play around that. It's possible we just say we're going to go 4 for 0 ourselves against Blade Brand. I feel like if they had Murder, they would have used it by now, right? I mean, unless they're anticipating exactly this. Yikes. Well, I'm going to do it. I think I like playing around the Blade Brand and not the Murder, because the Blade Brand seems more likely. And if they Murder and blow us out here, we at least get to follow up with Air Elemental and Frost Links for another 6 points of damage. So we do have a backup plan if we get Murder failed here. But cross our fingers. Yeah. That was the fear. It was going to happen anyway. Also, one thing about the 2 ground bodies is the Weaponsmith actually does generate card advantage for us here, and I want to keep doing that. So now we're going to try Air Elemental plus Frost Links. And hopefully, and now if they have Blade Brand, okay, that doesn't really matter. Blade Brand doesn't change anything now. A second Murder would. If they have a second Murder, we're done for, but it is what it is. And I'll put this on in case we want to go fetch something, but I think we need to play Spider, so we're probably not going to do this fetch or anything. All right, the witch is dead. Maybe we can pull out a win from here. And we could go get another bow. Nah, let's draw. All right. Use our mana and equip up here and reset our stop, because now we'll go fetch a bow, start getting bows out of our deck until we can mow them down. Seems to have a pause. And they'd have no instant speed effects here, so this seems to be something in hand, but I don't know what we're playing around exactly, so we're just gonna move ahead. No, they're representing something here. I just don't know what exactly. Maybe it's a Bone to Ash, like, but I don't know what 5 mana instant would prevent them from bothering to equip the bow. Maybe they just assume that they're going to be chumping, the bow doesn't matter. I don't know. I don't know what you represent on 5 instant speed mana. Yeah, and you're right. It can't be a counterspell because that wouldn't pause. But they can buy. It's only 1 to equip. I mean, they could have equipped and had 4 mana up. So I'm not sure what it represented. Yeah, it could be Blade Brand that we were anticipating, but also, as pointed out, maybe they were attacking with the skeleton not because of Blade Brand, but because they could return it to their hand to be pitching to the Regisaur. Well, if they brought in Negate, I'd sure think they would have used it against this bow. Four, 5. Can't do Crasher and bow, so we're just going to do Crasher this time. Maybe it could be Bone to Ash. I guess we'll see. No. I think there was a pause there that made it seem like it was not, but I wasn't sure. Maybe want to move these to the Crasher. Nah, we'll just leave them there. Yeah, right. They would have cycled Blade Brand by now too, so that doesn't seem like it's it. We'll never know, apparently. Nice. I like this deck a lot. I'd say it's 2.5, maybe even 3. I really want to get gems back with this one. I mean, it's easy to say now that we're 2-0, but I think going in I would have said 2.5 or even 3. I think it's a very good looking deck. Yeah, Weaponsmith on like turn 3 or something here. Yeah, 4. Turn 4, Weaponsmith. Turn 4 Golem with a double Weaponsmith. And Oppo has Mold, so that's good for us also. Pretty far away from Gargos, but with Gift, we're not that far away. Actually, Gift means 1 forest and we're there. We just want those bows to stay at the bottom. Stay down, bows. Stay down. And I'll put the upkeep stop so we can think about that. Because we may not... I think I like fetch a bow, play other Weaponsmith. And actually, I'm going to take this off, because, well, I'll leave it on. If they do nothing, we won't do anything. But yeah, like, it's going to be so great to... Sorry, Oppo. Kinda. Maybe a little bit. I'm going to do Gargos on 5, but I just like Meteor Golem now. And now we get to get 2 bows and still play Gift, so that's what our plan for this turn is going to be. I'm going to gift up a forest here. Do we want to fetch one here? If we do, we might not cast Gargos, so I'm going to pass, and we'll just cast these bows with these weaponsmiths this turn. If we drew a fourth bow, it wouldn't be the end of the world anyway. In fact, probably could have made good use of it. I think we'll do cast one and maybe search up the other. Yeah, well, I'm going to wait, search up the other. Then we can play all 4 bows and attack next turn, because lol. James is noticing processing power. That can happen. You know, as they add features, it gets a little more bloated and a little less efficient. So that doesn't surprise me. It's something dev teams really try to stay on top of, but it's hard to continue to add to a software product without causing some of that. So hopefully they get it under control. And I might as well do this now, in case they draw like a well, I guess it doesn't matter. It's not, convolute doesn't do anything, but just gonna do it to the auto pass. Ooh. Thank you. Guess they knew it was dead anyway. All right, weaponsmiths. You've done the hard work of making this equipment. Now wear it. I guess we'll gift though. Let's gift onto an island. And I'm just going to play him out, not equip, and get in our 2. But they're going to have a hard time playing much. Take it back. Good job, Oppo. Well played, well played. And of course, we're going to now flood out like the Dickens. We got some time, though. We have 2 growth cycles and a feral invocation, both of which kill the Vorse Claw. In fact, kind of what we want to do is growth cycle our weaponsmith, and then let Gargos trade with the Vorse Claw so that we can use our Pulse of Murasa to get back Gargos later. But pretty funny if we sit here with 4 bows and just lose to a bunch of attacks from a 7/7. We have lots of outs, though. Let's see. What other outs do we have? Howling Giant gives enough power and toughness to handle the dude. Frost Lynx certainly buys us some time. But really, we're looking for our growth cycles here. I'm just going to take this, though. Yeah, Portal would be good. In fact, maybe we should bring in Portal, given their double sleep paralysis. We do have a Portal. We don't have Naturalize, but we do have Portals. Although they get back their enchant with Portals. That way, it bounces their paralysis, but with Gargos, we wouldn't care. Frost Lynx was one of our cards to give us a little bit of time at least. Yeah, Invocation and the Cycles are the three cards, are the three main outs that I called out. So we've got 3 primary outs and another Lynx that would help stall. And of course the Howling Giant that just puts enough bodies out to actually block. That's the other thing we can do here, is stall long enough to find 7 power. Not really playing around rares like that. If we can draw a Growth Cycle or a Howling Giant or a Feral Invocation in the next turn, it's no problem. If it takes 2 turns, we're in pretty big trouble. But we do get to attack with the Lynx and kill the Golems, but we need... and the Vorse Claw is tapped down for a turn, so we kind of have a turn to... a turn of relative safety. I mean, we've got to take 6, but we do have... if we draw out of it here, we have 4 outs to get out of this, and a lot of outs to chump our way... to chump our way out of it, but no. All right, well, now we're in desperation mode. And if they have another removal spell or whatever, we're just dead. Pulsive Marasa, what does that do for us? Nothing. Although now it will actually buy us a little bit of time. So Pulse would not be the worst. But now we kind of need Howling Giant. Thicket Crasher is not going to be enough, so we unfortunately have to scoop this one up after my cackling glee of a turn 4 Meteor Golem, but we kind of just flooded out from here. Pretty frustrating, but well played, Oppo, to overcome 4 quick bows. Now what can we do about that? We could bring in Big Fat of our own to square off. I like keeping our Sky stuff, though. Could like bring in a Vorse Claw and cut a Crasher. But I think we just want to be... I think we just didn't find our answer. You know, we had answers. We just didn't find it. So I don't want to overreact to that. And I don't really see too much to bring in. Yeah. Yeah, we again, despite our high top end, we've not really had any mana issues, and we could cut a land or a gift. Maybe 1 gift, but I want to, like, what are we bringing in that's really shoring up this matchup, really making us happy? I don't want to cut a gift and then bring in Fat, you know? Yeah, Robert, that's probably correct, but yeah, I just don't know what we're bringing in to shore anything up with that play. I think we got unlucky, and while we can expect to flood a little bit, with our deck we flooded a lot of bit, and that just happened, you know. I think we run it back and get them. The Crash is better than the Stone Golems given the Smith. Yeah, because they're not that much worse than a Stone Golem, and in some contexts are a little bit better, and they don't require the Smith, you know, to be out on 4. Unfortunately got a mulligan that. Unfortunately got a mulligan that. Gonna keep this, and I think actually ditch the bow and look for a weaponsmith and get out of this via... although we could ditch a forest, I guess. Maybe we ditch a forest. Why can't I hit done? Did I do something wrong? Oh, 2 moles. Sorry, thank you. Yeah, so then we'll do forest and bow. Mold twice. Haven't done that in a while since London, because usually London is so kind to your 6. I didn't play our Season of Growth because, frankly, something had to give. I mean... I don't like the no-value Frost Links, but I also don't like not doing anything here. Really needed a land there. Didn't find it. I'm going to offer this trade while they don't have mana to get crazy with the season. Yeah, we can talk about that after this match slate, maybe. I don't know. We're not that heavy on creatures is one thing as well. We're not actually even triggering it all that much. Yikes. Okay. I'm going to pulse to do something. But let's not show him that. Let him scry first. All right, gift at least moves us down a path. Sorry, let me attack first, though, in case for some reason we need the feral. And we'll hook up a forest with a gift. No, getting it convoluted, eh? All right, I actually don't mind that. We'll find a land. And I really don't mind that either. There's a land. Could play the Crasher, but I'm gonna profit so we can try to find blue source for Air Elemental. Woof, that is a challenge. That is a challenge. Because I kind of, you know, we want our best card. We want a combat trick. But I actually don't think we can keep either in this situation. Send them both. Yeah, we'll find Weaponsmith. Those cards are not lost forever. Hey, Buffalo. My teeth are in sorry shape. Well, one of them. One tooth is in sorry shape, on the verge of death. In fact, we're going to kill it. It's interesting to learn about dental stuff. I'm going to go in and attack with the Prophet here. We have Invocation if they've got something. We might want to just trade Prophet for a trick or whatever. Nope. But now I'm really worried about trying to run out an elemental. We've seen them being willing to play counter magic. I'm going to go with the Crasher here. If we get something countered, I want it to be the Crasher, not the elemental. But I also don't want to sit here doing nothing. I feel like it's bone to ash, but I can't just not do anything. And that's why you have to, like, even though you're like, it might be a bone to ash blowout, it's not often enough that you kind of have to call it. You kind of have to make them have it. Anyway, yeah, Buffalo, the bad news I got was that I don't just have a crown, I need to get a root canal. And learning a lot about dental stuff. Like I came up with this analogy. My dentist liked it. It's like a root canal is saying, it's like you have a tree trunk that's still growing, but it's in a bad place. So they're gonna hollow out the tree trunk, make it devoid of life, fill it in with cement, and then put a tooth cap on the top. But I get to keep my trunk, right? I get to keep the natural outside trunk of my tooth, which is good. And yeah, I'm just being punished for poor decisions from long ago. I'm going to send only the Thicket Crasher, because I would like to Elemental here, and they may have Season of Growth tricks with that Brontodon. Let's see what they do here. And the nice thing about this attack is I don't feel compelled to use my Invocation. I'm okay with this trade, and if they do something, I could have responded. So, good. Now we play an Elemental. It resolved last time. We expect this to resolve this time, and hopefully it goes the distance, question mark? No, I guess not. Looks like they're after it already. Oh, Unsummon's not a big deal. If they're using Unsummon at 25 to 15 life, that's just kind of card advantage for us. The real hard part about my mouth situation is how crappy my dental insurance is, so it's heavily out of pocket. If we play Paradise, we have Invocation, but we also have Invocation Paradise if we don't Paradise first. So I'm inclined to attack again, see if they want to trade for the Octoprofit, which we'll happily offer. And they know we have this Elemental. We'll see if they take this. Yeah, I'm going to keep taking these offers. I know we could save it with Invocation, but let's try and save our Elemental. Although I have a feeling it's just going to be paralyzed. They've shown multiple. Holderan, glad you could join us live and glad you've been enjoying the videos. Wish we had better thing going on here. No, we didn't bring in the portal. I guess we could have, but it really didn't have a great line since it does give them their paralysis back. It really only helps on the Gargos side of town. So, didn't seem that important, really. Just the way they were playing seemed like they had a plan for the air elemental. They weren't concerned about it. Well, this is what they beat us with last time. We ran out of steam and they found a Vorse Claw. Let's see if we can find some action. This is one of the drawbacks of the bow deck. Like, we don't want to draw these. We want to draw our weaponsmiths, but right now we don't even want to draw our weaponsmith, so this is a pretty lousy draw. And we're just on course to lose to the Vorse Claw again here, and we're now digging for outs. Pretty bad. Gargos is still on the bottom. Meteor Golem is an out. But this stuff is down here, so keep that in mind. Flooding out. That's why I wish we had one of those winged words too. Had a tough pick at one point where we took, I think, Boreal over winged word. What did we take over winged words? It was a giant, maybe, right? Yeah. Well, how about we draw the giant? I wouldn't mind drawing our stupid giant. Yeah, I guess we had two chances and we took Boreal and Giant over the card draw. Can you check scryed cards on the bottom of the deck in Paper Magic? Seems like a messy ordeal. No, you can't, right? You're not allowed to look at the bottom of your deck, but that's where technically you could write down what was on the bottom of your deck, and Arena tries to tell you everything that you could write down. Like, if you could write it down, why not just show you? That's the philosophy behind Arena's information sharing. Well, this is good. We're going to get to eat a golem. The bad part is we go to 2 in the process. And then we kind of just need our giant or we're dead. I mean, Oppo could have helped by, like, not also playing another creature, although they've gotten a lot of value out of the growth here. Thanks for milling away some non-action. Now let's find our giant! Giant off the top to not lose. Wow, the flood has been real this match. Okay, you got it, Oppo. Oppo had a great deck and we lost to it. That's what happened there. Kind of funny and nice that our green-blue deck coincides nicely with not making progress on our 500s. So I'll have those to spin this weekend. All right, we've lost. Our foul to give has been used up. We are against the wall now. If we lose again, we fail to achieve profit. I have par at 3 here, so I really want to get this next game. Let's go ahead and take a look at our build again now that we've played it a little bit. There's a suggestion, for example, we could go down land, up season. We have been flooding, and we kind of expected to, as it's been observed. The weaponsmiths pull out the bows, which increases our mana density. We have 2 gifts, which increases our mana density. And so we have not been short on mana. And weaponsmith also is mana for some of our stuff. So this is a one way to go. Bring the season back with the feral and double growth that are in there anyway. And I did like the argument that if we go 16, bringing in season at least helps with our scrying and will get us to these lands faster. But we really have been flooding out and not just being results oriented. We went in knowing that we were likely to flood out given our configuration, but it's been enough that I think we can try and scale back to this. We still have our 18 sources, 20 sources of mana if you count weaponsmiths as mana sources. But I don't think I want to change anything else. I'm willing to give that a try, though. 13 creatures. All right, let's try this. Fenor is identifying how statistics work. At least all the flood was consolidated in a single match, which means there won't be any more flooding this run. I like that thinking. In its wishfulness. What's up, Rain? Or Rhine? Rhine? I don't think we can keep this. If we had an island, I would. I'm going to throw this back. We can keep this and ditch the bow. This is exactly the London Mulligan situation that was called out as an advantage of London Mulligan plus bow deck. At least you can send the thing you don't want in your hand anyway to the bottom, fetch it later. Does best of 3 have better EV than best of 1? Ubermesh asks. It depends on your win percentage. You can play around with my spreadsheet that has some event EV stuff you can play with. One of your knobs is your win percentage. Another one is how much you value in gems a booster pack, because best of 3 provides more booster pack prizes than best of 1. So if that's something relevant to you, then it could matter. Without, oh, well, it didn't matter because we didn't draw a bow anyway. But I did. You saw me. I tried to stop there in time. But I don't want to. We're gonna spend this turn gifting anyway. So what you want to do is make a copy of that spreadsheet, and then you want to change the win percentage in the gem EV section to reflect the win percentage you feel you have. Oh, I failed to stop yet again, but we're gonna not do it yet again. And this time, let's go Boreal Elemental. If they have Murder for the Elemental, then it's no good for them. It won't work. Not enough mana. And we're gonna try and eat that eat that thief. Yeah, the pack rewards are better if you expect to 4x rares and if you care about constructed. I mean, I approach this account as though really what we care about 95% is playing limited. But anybody who loves to play limited but also cares about building their constructed collection may find gem value in the boosters just for the fact that they contain rares, you know, they contain cards. Like, one question to ask yourself is, imagine that for whatever reason, Wizards of the Coast put arena boosters on sale in the store for some number of gems each. You could buy boosters for blah gems each. At what price point would you actually start buying some and then use that as your value for actually what you value the gems at? Without... Let's see, Growth Cycle makes us a 6/7 and trades 1 for 1. I'm going to go ahead and take a turn of Abuse from the Registrar to play a Mammoth Spider. For one thing, Mammoth Spider plus Elemental represents a 1 for 1 against Registrar, but actually I'm going to attack. I have a two-turn play here of Growth Cycling a Mammoth Spider to eat the Registrar and trade Growth Cycle for Registrar instead of actually giving up a valuable creature. Or, you know, giving up a 2 for 1. We'll take 7 to make this happen. Yeah, so... too late for the upkeep stop, and punished, of course. Punished. Yeah, we're facing a lot of Registrars. It's kind of funny. Well, we've got... Well, maybe we don't want to... Maybe we just want to search up the other one. But we have 5 total mana, so we can growth, cast, and equip... We definitely want this. And I'm using actual mana to do it because I still actually want to search here. What I'm going to do is not equip here. And it's a little bit telegraphed, but that's okay. And I'm going to go no attacks here so we stay on defense against the dragon as well. Make him discard again here. Alright, they're tossing good stuff to the Registrar now. And if we can just trade it for this growth cycle, we're in fantastic shape. If they don't attack with a dragon, well, yeah, they haven't attacked with the thief yet. But if they don't attack with a dragon, pretty good sign that they don't have tricks, which is what we really want to see. If they attack with a dragon, then we got to think about this because we got to play around tricks while trying to take out this Registrar. But they must have good cards in hand. They just pitched this with the ability to catch it, cast it. Okay, that seems weird to me so far. That sentry was kept and that one wasn't. Yeah, that could have been their draw. You're very correct. That is probably likely, in fact, that sentry was their draw. Good call. Which means this is probably some great card. Okay, so we get to eat the thief and hopefully trade cycle for Registar. So this is all told very good for us. Just kind of going to auto pass mode here. Yeah, it is quite the mana base. Mana base. I was saying thief and baith at the same time. All right, what's up now? Let's go. If we search up another bow, can we play it? We find another. We pay one, find a bow. No, we can't cast and equip a bunch of bows. So let's just kill the sentry, but then it becomes big enough to take out the dragon. Maybe we do just set up for more bows. I'm gonna do this. Oh yeah, that's a good point. I guess it didn't matter. I don't want these lands anyway, but it's all getting shuffled. Because that's the thing, I kind of wanted to wait. I think I want to attack with the elemental. No bows involved. And then we will set a stop. And remember to set the stop this time and go ahead and cast this bow. I can equip one here. This sets us up for equipping 3 bows and attacking. Still might be able to do it. Let's see. I don't know if I have the mana now. We'll find out. Oh, do they have Blade Brand, or are they not reading the Mammoth Spider? Well, I'm going to make him have it. Yeah, it could be Moment 2. But we're going to wreck everything they've got with bows, so I'm going to make them have it here, and then we get to follow up with a lot of bow action. Yeah, I don't know what why they pitched this over their other stuff, but okay. Yeah, there's a lot of things that could have been there, but we were going to make them have it, and they didn't have it. And now, let's see what we can get done here. Do this. So if we drop this bow, that costs 2. Yeah, then we have, we don't have enough, but we can take out a Scuttlemutt. If we wanted to attack. But actually, I think we just want to gift here. And they're going to start making stuff, but we just start to... Our bows are going to take over. That's the trouble. This has 5 toughness, which is a little bit of a problem. But if we kill everything else, it's just not going to be that big. And then I'm going to make a second weaponsmith here. Trying to figure out if there's a bow setup that allows us to attack with a spider and clear everything out. We may have to attack with Octoprophet. Oh man, okay. Actually, I kind of love this. We'll go ahead. I want to know where they want to put this counter. So I don't know what else they drew here, but we're gonna make them have it again. I think they want to put this counter somewhere, but that informs our bow so much that it's great. Like, see, now we get to mow these down, and this becomes a 2/6, and a spider can attack into a 2/6. So that's actually great for us. And we can still go ahead and even find the 4th bow and still do everything we want. Oh, Lynxy makes it even just easier. Maybe we'll just Lynx, and with 4 mana left over, cast and equip enough bows to mow down everything anyway. All right, they had enough. Yeah, Oppo made some funky plays. But they were trying to overcome what they knew was an inevitable bow situation that had them in a really tough spot. Maybe there were some better lines, but I don't blame them for struggling to find a good one against all those bows incoming. What do we want to do? I think we just run this back. Yeah, 5 bows. Seem like maybe there's a deck worthy of a 5th bow. I think the 4 is enough, though. They have a lot of low toughness, though, I suppose. Still, I think 4 is about just right. I'm just going to run this back. It seems bold, Norbert, and we actually started at 17, but in talking it all through, we had been on the verge of 16 at the outset, and then went down 1 land and added the Season of Growth, figuring that the adding scries in replace of the land is kind of like half a land. Anyway, even though we have 16 lands, we have 18 mana sources, 20 if you count 2 weaponsmiths. Yes, we have a 16 lander, but our Season of Growth is in here, so it's not like we would have been saved. I'm going to mulligan this. And we'll keep this and ditch the bow. Didn't really want an island since we had the gift, but hey, that's not the worst. I do like going and fetching a bow as opposed to worrying about the gift. We only regret the gift. Like, there's almost nothing that makes us regret the gift except like drawing a 5-drop. If we draw a 5-drop, then maybe we say, oh, we wish we had gone and and had a 5-drop on 4. But we want to get the bows going here, so let's do it. And mainly, we can play gift on turn 4 and still get our early watcher, so that's no big deal either. Double gift. This is why we decided to go to 16. These effectively count as lands if you can play at 3, which we can. Thief! Thief! Alright, Thief is going to be rough enough. Although blocking it doesn't even kill it. Actually, I'm going to try... If we draw another bow, we can actually attack and kill the Thief. It would cost us our Weaponsmith, but might be worth it. I'm not gonna... Okay, that's nice. That's very nice. Unfortunately, it leaves us unable to play the gift this turn because we don't end up with enough mana, but we do get to Lynx and then keep that Thief down. And we'll go ahead and... I guess... Yeah, I might as well equip the bow this way. So we're passing on the opportunity for an early Gargos, but we are setting up a defense against Thief. We don't want to let him draw cards off Thief too much here. Pacifism... Okay. They get some damage in. Sadly drew another bow, but I wasn't going to go fetch. We're going to go gift into gift, into cast a bow, into take some heavy damage. Put that stop in case we want to do something about this. No blocks here. That wasn't going to be the game anyway. And we do have 6 mana even with a bow fetch, so let's go fetch a bow and drop Gargos. Although maybe that just makes us dead. I guess we couldn't fetch a bow. I might have just killed us by fetching a bow. Too bad. We'll see what they do, though. Because now they have lethal off the Ember Hauler. But I'm going to make him see it. It was a mistake, though. You can punt me if you want. We shouldn't have searched for a bow. If we have a blocker with the Weaponsmith, we're not dead here. And then we could draw a Giant or play this Meteor Golem and survive. I didn't have the mana for it. I went for a bow. It was a mistake in multiple ways. If I had not gone for the bow, not only... Well, we wouldn't have necessarily drawn the Golem. They figured it out, unfortunately. I think we'll get him. This mana base is rough. They've just gotten very lucky on early Regisaurs that have pressured us. And I also then added a punt to it. Would have been tough. We still had a lot of work to do because we really did have to trade our big guy for their big guy. But I should have given us a chance. That's frustrating. All right, 4-color mess. Anything else for the 4-color mess? It was pacified. We put in a Blade Brand and make it a 3-color mess of our own. Did we? Oh, we didn't actually take the bounce artifact, it looks like. We just really heavily considered it. Then we took actually this Aeronaut instead, now I remember. So I think we're probably just running this back. Anybody see anything else that... Yeah, I don't know. I think this is just where we're at. I don't think Raptor makes that much sense. Yeah, that's true. There were some X2s. But we have some stuff for, you know, X2s. These are even better. We're just running, you know, we could run a pup, but what are we taking out? I also don't want to take out anything here. Just run it back. I think this is fine. Yeah, I'm with long hair. I don't know what the shuffler's doing with our Howling Giant, but getting one castable would be nice before the end of this event. All right. Keep this. Hopefully we find a weaponsmith before bows. But we have a Lynx. If they play a Regisaur, this is a pretty good play. Oppo has mulliganed. Good for us. No, we don't want a bow yet. That's all right. We know it's possible. We got a lot of them. I don't remember if they mulliganed before. I know we did. I'm going to hold off on the Lynx. They have the black mana. They have this Regisaur that's really oppressive on turn 3. If they play it, I just want to have an answer. Yeah, I'm going to continue this plan. I'm going to use the Frost Lynx as a spell this game, and we'll try Air Elemental out of the gate. Closing in on Meteor Golem mana. Expecting pacifism here. They haven't done anything, although they're missing red, but I just can't believe they haven't done anything yet this game. There's the pacifism I was expecting. We get to go Lynx, pin down the sentry, and we'll play this bow and equip it. If we do get a land, we're going to actually take out this pacifism, so the air elemental is unlocked. That's plan A here. I really don't mind that they're using up all this action on bows. It's not that great that they're using. I mean, they're using 1-for-1, so it's fine. And if we find the weaponsmith, we still get to go find our 2 bows and kill their sentry. So this has not been the worst. I'm going to go ahead and send in the Lynx and cast Boreal. And yet another bow. I'm going to attack, and if they block, we are not going to bother with the growth cycle. Happy to trade the Lynx for the sentry. We do have Pulse of Murasa that may get that back, and if it matters, this has been useful for dealing with enemy fatties, like the discard Regisaur dude. Nothing doing yet. Yeah, Justice is there stuck on red cards, right? Season of Growth plus Frosty is nice. We have the growth cycle to combo. Ooh, and we'll definitely keep that with the growth. Triple growth seems fine. It's not land for our Meteor Golem, but who cares? We got triple, we got it all right here. All right, we'll go for it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 plus draw twice. 9, 10, 11. It's not quite lethal. Yeah, I'm not even sure we need to bother if it's not putting them to lethal. I'll do one. I kind of want the draw and the scry, or it doesn't give us a scry, but there's the draw. Now Meteor Golem just next turn really makes this a done deal. Siphon giving him life matters. We could save it. Should we just save it? Yeah, I'll just save it. We're going to use Meteor Golem next turn anyway. Still don't have lethal quite because of the life gain. If we golem the captain, we attack for this. If we golem the pacifism, we attack for more. I'm going to golem the pacifism. Oh, we can actually attack because the bow makes this a decent attack. Exploding Karn. Indeed. All right, we got profit. Let me take a bio break, get a beverage, and we'll come back and go right back in. All right, hang tight. I'll be right back. All right, we have our par, we have our profit. Let's go for extra profit. And all the glory. Okay, keepable. Need some mana help, but keepable. Oh, so many possible memes out there in the world. Potential is limitless. Well, now we're in, do we want to do a no-value links again? Yes, because if we do find our land, we're not going to have time for links for a while, and if we don't, we'll be glad to have a creature out. Okay, found land. That's good. Let's start crashing. Oppo's probably doing something big here. They've got a 5 mana on 4. Let's see what they do with it. Hopefully it's nothing that a crasher can't crash through. And it is not. Pulse is nice also here. These are these bluff we don't talk about bluff opportunities much, but you know, Frostlinks is a really valuable, like, Brawler is just so valuable to them. I've probably waited too long. Like, one thing I like to do if I'm bluffing an attack of, like, Links into the Brawler is to do it pretty quickly. Because if you saw that you had a cycle of growth in hand, you would attack with it pretty quickly. But in this case, so we're not going to do that, but we should really think about bluffing more than we do. Especially because, like, also the Lynx isn't going to do much as a creature on this board from here. Although if they start trying to attack us and race, we'll be happy that we kept it around. When you pay 5 mana to remove a 4-drop, it's not the worst, you know? In this case, we have a gift onto an island. And I'm going to throw the bow here for what it's worth. Maybe that'll make him block it. Who knows? Oh, I know you weren't. I'm just saying, my mind is filled with meme potential, and there's only so much execution window. Gotta crack the whip over that boy of mine. Perfect time for a growth cycle, because we really want to take out that Warlord. And in fact, I think what I might do is I want him to block with the Warlord. We'll see what they do. I'm going to attack with everything, and we'll ping the Warlord. And then we have various good possibilities depending on how Oppo blocks between Growth Cycle and Pulse of getting things back. So they're going to do that. We're going to go ahead and take out the Brawler here with Growth Cycle. Although we could just let it die and Boreal. You know, it's not even a big deal if the Frostlynx dies here, since they didn't block the Warlord. I think I will, though. Trouble is, we just don't do anything. Then we leave 3 mana unspent. Yeah, we can get it back with the Pulse later. We might want to get better things back, but actually, it's fine. I'm gonna let him do that, and we're just gonna play Boreal. I like that much better. Mama watched my daughter be part of the crew playing games on Penny Arcade's stream yesterday. Thanks for checking that out, Mama. It was pretty funny. It just reminded me of my living room is all. That's the thing. Oh, look, it's my living room on Jerry's stream. My 18-year-old daughter is best friends with a young woman named Jillian. And Jillian's younger sister is best friends with Jerry Holkins's younger daughter, and so the four of them hung out on the Penny Arcade stream playing games. Hey, look, it's a giant. We can't cast it yet, but we've been wondering if we would ever see this card. Still like our attacks given Warlord and putting a ping on the Warlord, so we're going to do it. And we may have to... I'm going to leave the Elemental back, though. I think I want to play the Spider. Although, again, we get Elemental Pulse. Yeah, it's fine. I'm going to attack with everything. Is Giant better than all the commons? You might justify a murder over a Giant, but Giant's pretty darn good. Looks like they have a combat trick of their own here. They don't have the mana for this, so it's not that. It must be a combat trick, so it's probably dueling cycles here or something. Maybe they have Outrage. Might have to play around Outrage, and if they offer us trades, just accept them and see if they try to Outrage in response. I really don't want Outrage to blow out our cycle. And we have Pulse. So, like, neither of these trades are ideal for us, but we have Pulse, and both of them are fine. So I'm actually going to make them show cycle or removal before we put our cycle out. They can't outrage the Boreal, but they could outrage the Crasher. That's true. I'm still happy with this situation given our Pulse. And in fact, I'm just gonna Spider here. I feel like if they had a trick, they would have used it during last combat. So I'm going to make this block, make him have it. And then again, if they do, we've traded for a trick and we still have Pulse and Giant. Pulse gets back whatever we need. And Giant is going to follow up here eventually and be really nice. Yeah, if they want a shot... Again, we're at least trading 1 for 1. And I guess if they had the enchantment, the aura, that would stink. Because then they get a 6/6 effectively that... you know, if their trick stays around, if it's the +2/+2 flash aura, that would be unfortunate. But if it's shock, I can deal with shock. Interestingly, we get to eat it. Unusual, but we're going to survive this. We could attack, and then they might... block, but I think we just want to do this on... We could have just attacked. What if we just attack? But if they attack back, we have to... Here's the thing. If they attack back, if they don't block and they attack back... Well, I guess they have to block. Or we win or they lose their Drakuseth. So we do get to attack. Sorry, I had to think it all the way through. But we're going to attack because if they don't block, it's lethal. And if they do block, we get Drakuseth. One of my weaknesses is... thinking too much about board control and not enough about life total, and I remember to think about life total just in time to not make a mistake. In fact, we don't even need to use the second growth cycle. We just get to eat it. That is something else. To only have to use one. Too bad we don't have the mana for the Pulse right now, but we're not in huge life jeopardy, so we have time to set up here. What I'd like is to maybe draw a couple of lands, get this Giant down. And in the meantime, we have Pulse and Growth Cycle to try and help out. I'm going to go with Season of Growth, and then we'll end of turn Pulse. A lot of stuff, but we're still okay. Just got to figure out what we're going to get here. We've got 5 mana for sure. And that probably means we need the spider for just big buttitude. Because what else makes any sense? The Boreal Elemental attacks better, but has 1 point fewer toughness. Does that point of toughness matter? I think it does, though, with the Brawler and stuff. So we're going to go and get the spider. All right, well, let's spider and find ourselves a land to put on top and try to get back in this game with Gargos. Found the land. If Gargos lives, we have a chance. Just slow down, Oppo. Give us a little, just give us a beat. I don't know if I can put it on a useful scale like that, Ubermensch. It's just a lot better at best of 3. This is just a better best of 3 format, no question about it. We have 1, 2, 3 red and 1, 2, 3 green, so they can get Mastiff to lethal levels. So unfortunately, we have to take out the Meteor Golem here. That was the worst case scenario. Now we're kind of screwed, actually. I think we're just dead. Let's see, if we play Gargos, we get to block 1 thing, and they get to pump this. This is like 5, 10. Yeah, we're just dead. Brutal. All the tools, but they overwhelmed us. Just kind of a beef battle. I kind of want to bring in Vorsclaw to get bigger on the ground. Were they flying much? Feels like the Mammoth Spider wasn't really doing air defense as much as just being a 5 toughness on the ground. I mean, they had Drakaseth, that was real, but I didn't see much else flying. I mean, green-red with their only flyer being the big dragon. Nah, I don't think we're, I mean, splashing the smuggler to what effect? What are we doing with that? I don't think we're doing enough with that. I like ticking up the cost to just go 7/7 giant instead of 3/5. We could bring in a shaman as 3 power to tussle on the ground a bit better. So we do like that over maybe even a bow. How much are the bows doing in this? I think if we want them, we need the quantity there. I'm gonna do shaman over feral, maybe over growth cycle number 2. I guess they get better enough in multiples that we'll take out the feral and keep in the growth cycles. I generally like the feral better in the abstract, but I guess with 2 and the cheaper cost, we can do it that way. Really, the shaman is about having a 3-power creature to deploy early onto the ground. It seems like it would have helped in that situation. I'm going to keep this. We need to draw action, but we get to ramp so quickly that we get to cast whatever we find. There's a chance of flood out here, but I can't quite throw this back. We get Bo on 2 into a bunch of gifts on the play. It might not do anything. It has a high, not a high risk. It has a certain risk of flooding out to nothing. But the benefit of us drawing like anything is we go kind of nuts. I don't want to draw these bows. I would rather find them with our weaponsmiths. But against said Scorpion, we like a bow. We just need a creature. Not actually the worst. The other bow still gets the 1, and that cost him a card. A land, and we air elemental. Oh, they get to shuffle back in some removal. Oh, they don't want to, though. All right, bows, all right. We'll throw this one on the other island. Do we see white? What's the white about? I'm not sure. Don't think we ever saw an outrage, but it's not like we're not going to play our elemental. Actually going to go ahead and try and equip and get the shaman over the scorpion right now. They might have a growth to save it, but if they wanted to do that, that's fine with me too. Is green-red aggro the most consistently decent archetype across limited formats? Across limited formats, man, I think probably blue-white skies. Blue is just always such a good color, or so consistently a good color. And even though white has been notably underwhelming of late, I still think if you look historically, blue-white skies just is so often a reasonable thing to be doing. And here we get to Golem, their warlord. And they're done. Norbert would not run that out. What were you afraid of? A counterspell or something? I was okay. If they want to, you know. Yeah, I suppose Draku, we were just in such a commanding position there. I felt it was reasonable. But maybe we should be playing around that more. All right. We made Invocation for Growth Cycle, or Overgrowth Cycle in the cut for a Shaman last time. I think I like that. We'll keep that and run it back. All right, we're on the verge of real profit. Ah, you were right, Eric. White-green uncommon creature it was. I totally forgot about that. But was that the other opponent, and this opponent had it too? I can't remember now. Wah! Well, I'm keeping again. Season helps us, we'll just get there. We're totally going to get there. We have Growth Cycle and Season. That's another reason I kept it. Now we really want to land, obviously. Get this gift out, and then we'll be in great shape. Land, 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 land! Not exactly what the doctor ordered, but we have some time here. I knew the giant was going to show up when we couldn't cast him, just to laugh at our requests for his presence. All right, land us now, please. Please land. We're fine if we can just get land. All right, we're officially fine under the current situation. Want more land or creatures? I guess ideal here would be Octoprophet. That'd be my dream draw. Alright, well, we did get more land. Unfortunately, they're very close to Drakaseth. I have a feeling we're just like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They drop a land and play Drakaseth, and we're kind of dead. But we hope they don't, I guess, because that's our plan. Obviously, Bow Flood is real. This is not how you want to get 3 bows into play in this deck, and it's really costing us. Hey Jay, looks like we may have need of your services soon, as we are not drawing the right cards here. Oppo's just crushing us, and it's not pretty. What up, Silver Roots? You came just in time to see us get destroyed. We need, like, we need a Frost Lynx right now. Frost Lynx would be perfect draw. Not today. Cut the spider for the Vorse Claw and massively punished for it. Ridic. All right. Well, we got light profit and we hit par, but that was weak.